What up, YouTube? Back in here with another one, man. It's your boy Cash Out K1, man, the Walking Bankroll, man. Today I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna do a reaction video to a content creator that says she's broke, and everybody is saying it's because of the economy. So we're gonna look at the video. I'm gonna give my commentary and try to see if we can help some of these people get unbroke. Without taking too much time up, man, let's get to the video.
I'm literally broke. I don't have no money saved in my bank account. I'm young and I cannot buy a house because I don't make enough money. I don't make enough money to buy a house, and I'm super broke. I don't have no money saved, and I work paycheck to paycheck to pay my rent.
Now, that's one of the first problems right there. Like, we can't be doing this check to check stuff, man. We got to be able to put something up. And I know it's hard when you got all these bills and different things like that, but that's why I'm Cash Out K1. I don't really do bills like that. As far as like bills that could be eliminated or things I can buy one time, I save my money up. I delay my gratification. I be patient, even though it be hard. It be real hard. But I be patient, and then I buy it once. I cash out on it. I don't want payments on things I shouldn't have to have payments on. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's get back into the video. Let's see what else she got to say.
This is what people are saying on the internet, okay? They're talking about how they don't have no money. Like, it's so many young people who don't have no money. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's because we're overspending on other things. We're overspending, we're overdoing it. A lot of us is going out on trips, buying a lot of food, eating takeout all the time, paying for things that we should not be paying for, doing too much all the time.
And I totally agree with it. We overindulge way too much on way too many things for no real reason. Like, ever since the internet, like, the keeping up with the Jones thing has like been on steroids. Like, there's always gonna be somebody ahead of you. There's always gonna be somebody on par with you. There's always gonna be somebody below you. There's no reason to keep up with any Joneses. My last name ain't even Jones, so I don't know who keep up with who. But let's get back to it, man.
Like, what happened to us? Like, treating ourselves every blue moon. Like, treating ourselves has become a thing every single day. Every single day, young people are wanting to treat themselves with something. And that's the problem. We're overspending, boo. You're overspending.
And I totally agree with her. I wholeheartedly agree. Like, rewards are supposed to be after an accomplishment. After you stay down and delay your gratification, and you be patient, and you diligently save up, or you diligently go through a process of training or something and hit a goal, milestone, things of that nature, then you reward yourself. You don't just reward yourself for being alive every day. You just can't do that. Let's get back to it.
That's what it is. A lot of times it's not people's rent. We're overspending. We're seeing the amount, we're paying the bills, and then we're like, oh, this leftover money, I could use it for something instead of saving. I seen this video. This girl was talking about how she don't have no money saved in her bank account but some change. And she showed her bank account. And then she has a credit card, $5,000 in debt off of a...
Now, to have $5,000 in credit card debt is ridiculous. It's ridiculous in this time frame for most people. Like, $5,000, what did you blow that on? What did you spend it on? And I understand, I've been in that situation before. I know how you can easily rack up them credit card debts. And that's why, personally, my philosophy is I cash out. I learned my lesson. I cash out at this point. If I can't afford it, buying it once, I don't buy it. It's not meant for me to have, or I need to be making more sacrifices till I get to a point where I can buy it. Now, in my personal opinion, and according to the data, the statistics, the things we see out here in the economy, people all over the internet, financing things, credit cards especially, those are only for high-income people. I would even go as far as to say millionaires. That is not for regular people anymore. Not no more. It might have used to be, but not no more, because at one point in time, the interest rates wasn't as high, and our bills weren't as high. But with this high interest rate and these high bills and these high cost of living, most people don't make enough money to satisfy all of those debts and still have enough money to save and live their life properly. But let's get back to the video.
A credit card. I don't even know how is that possible. Like, and she was young. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I hate credit cards. I hate it because...
Now, I'm not going to say I hate credit cards, But I have a disdain for credit cards when they're used in the wrong manner. And most people, they're just not financially savvy to be dealing with credit cards. They're very predatory. They're just as bad as the payday loans and the check cashing places with the payday loans and the title loans and different things like that. Most people do not know how to use them properly. They don't even be knowing all the features to these credit cards. They don't know and they don't look into it. How you using a financial instrument, you don't even know all the tools it possesses for you to use or not use. So that let me know most people do not know how to use credit cards. So I recommend, if you do have a credit card, keep the balance low at a very minimum, just to build credit and build your limit up. Other than that, don't use the credit cards at all. Leave them at home, leave them in the drawer. I'm almost to say today, Ramsey, cut them up. Cut up your credit cards for real.
Set up, and you would never, you would never see me get no credit card. Put no. I already got to pay school loans. I already got to pay them back. I'm not getting no more credit. Nothing. Like I'm not playing these games with the government. Like a lot of us young people, we use too much money. We look at leftover money and we think it's free, and it's not. It should be saved for a rainy day. It should be saved for emergencies.
I agree. This woman, she own it. She got it. I think the same way. I don't play around with them credit card people. I don't like financing nothing. My car is paid for. Anything that I can buy once, I buy it once, or I don't get it. And that alone is a real financial hack. Like that in itself, because like I made a lot of money at one point in time, but I couldn't keep none of the money because I had too many spending habits, too many bills, too much overhead, too much owing this payment, that payment. And once you finally realize and wake up, like, I could just take my time, delay my gratification, and go without, make the necessary sacrifices while working towards a goal. And once I hit that goal, I can reward myself with whatever that purchase may be.
That's the problem. That's why we can't afford nothing. That's why we can't afford assets, and we only can afford a car payment and a house and the bills that come with the house, because we're not saving our money. We're not investing in anything. A car is not an asset. I don't know who is saying that on the internet, but that is not, no, that is nothing.
Now, with the price of cars today, the average car payment is like $700, $800, something like that. That is crazy. That is out of control. So that let me know, even before the car notes, the average car note got to that, I still was against car notes prior to that. I'm really against them now. I don't do car notes. People don't know, a car is just a vehicle to get you from point A to point B. As long as that vehicle runs properly for safety wise, and the motor and everything, the AC and the heat work, go from point A to point B. Get you a paid for car. It's worth it. It's worth it. And I be seeing people that be having multiple liabilities, as far as like they got huge households, a lot of kids, spouses. He got a car note, she got a car note. Kids 16 to 18 or whatever, they still at home, they got a car note. Like, they're spending thousands of dollars in car notes when they could be literally, like she said, putting that money into vehicles that will pay you out forever. Stocks, saving up for down payments on properties, whether you're buying your home or a rental property, but some type of asset versus throwing $1,000 or $1,500 a month for a new Benz or a new Hellcat. Like, it's crazy.
When you have a car and it's new and you paid it off, it's still not an asset, honey. A house is an asset, okay? But yeah, it's too much shopping going around with the millennials and the Gen Z. That's the problem with us.
So that's the end of her video. And I agree with her 100% wholeheartedly. I agree. I believe the same thing she believes. I do not do the car notes. A car is not an asset. Like, people are spending way too much money on something that's going down in value. And it's just going to get you from point A to point B. The speed limit is the limit. You can't go there no faster in a different car. Now, they have faster cars, but you're not legally supposed to go there faster. Now, I get it. Some cars are more dependable, reliable, all those different things. But the thing is, what happens to most people, and it happened to me before, when you have a car note and your car breaks down, because cars come with maintenance and upkeep. So you have a car note coming up, your insurance hit, your car breaks down, so you got to get it repaired, and you have a maintenance issue, meaning an oil change you have to do on your car. You have all four of those things hitting you at once. all at once. So now you forced to choose between the four. Am I gonna pay the car note? Am I gonna pay the insurance? Am I gonna get it fixed? Am I gonna get the maintenance done? And at some point in time, you in a cycle of a race to the bottom. I've been there before. Have you ever had a situation where you was paying on a car note and the vehicle didn't even run, and you didn't have the money to fix the vehicle? That right there deterred me from car notes. I'm done with car notes. I probably would never get a car note in my life again. I might lease later on down the road, but I'm not doing a car note. I'm not financing a car unless it's for business purpose, and then it makes sense then. But outside of things like that, I'm not financing a personal vehicle to drive around. If I can't buy that vehicle cash, then I'm not buying it. I'm not supposed to have that car. But let me react to some of these comments because I want to see what they're talking about. I'm not overspending. It's just the economy for real. Unless you're making a lot of money coming in monthly, you have no wiggle room for extras, even if you're financially responsible. Now, she ain't always wrong, and I agree. You have to be making more money. You have to be making more money, but you also need to downsize your lifestyle. Like, we're not going to let that go by. Most people are living an outrageous lifestyle. Every weekend they out partying, kicking it. Every other month they taking trips. All year round. Vacations were supposed to be through the summer, spring break. Some people do a winter vacation, but usually most jobs come with 2 weeks vacation time where you're getting paid for it. So that tells me, and their original plan was you get 2-week vacation. 1 week is going to be a family vacation. The other week is going to be you and your spouse vacation. But that's the basic vacation for most people per year. The average person only supposed to get those 2. And you can chop them up however you want to make more out those 2-week vacations, paid days off. But you're not supposed to be able to travel and shop every month. You're not supposed to be traveling and going to different places every month unless you earn that. Meaning, unless you put in the work, you delayed your gratification, you made the right financial moves, you made the right investments, and then you get to live a lifestyle like that. But you don't just get to live a lifestyle like that because you see people living that lifestyle on the internet, and most of them faking that lifestyle. Some of the rich ones is going broke trying to live that lifestyle like that. It's not just us regular people, quote unquote. It's people all the way at the top of the food chain going broke trying to keep up with a lifestyle that don't really exist. Unless you have assets paying you and money coming in that you're not working for that's going to keep coming in after you spend the money. If you have to spend the money on your vacation and then go back to work and you taking trips every month, you hustling backwards. And now they got stuff like a firm and Klarna and all these different afterpays. And so now people are financing vacations. Financial suicide. But let's keep going to a couple more of these comments. I ain't going to hold y'all too long. Because we stressed as hell. If I don't treat myself to a little meal after a stressful day, I will explode. See, that's a double whammy right there. Because 1, you're going to get overweight doing it. 2, I get it, you stressed. But you got to treat yourself in a way that's not so self-destructive. Treating yourself to a little meal usually means some type of fast food. It don't necessarily have to be fast food. I don't know it personally. I'm just saying. But treating yourself to a meal, throwing money down the drain when you could be cooking at home and getting a more fulfilling meal. And the stress is other ways to relieve your stress. And it's other ways to treat yourself that are not financial suicide. This just isn't true. You cannot outsave inflation, high rent, high groceries, etc. Are there financially irresponsible people? Sure. But the people who are smart with their money are still struggling. That's because it's not necessarily a situation of being smart or not with your money. At this point, you have to be savvy. You have to be a savage and savvy. And one of those things you have to do, the number one thing I recommend do that most people don't want to do, and I couldn't understand it for the life of me, is make more money. There's an unlimited amount of money to be made. Make more of it. Now, I get that. Most people don't know the ways. That's fine too. But it's people like me and other people out here who are showing people every day easy side hustles where they can make more money. People don't understand. You don't have to make a lot of money on the side. I give people the example of this all the time. Let's just say if it took you, let's say 20 hours. Yeah, say 20 hours a month. That's 4 hours a week. 20 hours a month. 20 hours a month, and I said that wrong. It's 5 hours a month. 5 hours a week, because 4 weeks in a month. So 20 hours a month side hustle, right? 5 hours a week. That's roughly an hour a day after work, before work, or on Saturday, Sunday, however you chop that up, right? And let's just say that 5 hour a week side hustle makes you $100 a week. That's $400 a month. That's $400 extra a month. And it's only costing you 20 hours of work. And it has the potential to make you $500 a week, $1,000 a week, $2,000 a week. Depends. But just $100 a week in most people's financial life, that'll be a huge income increase. That'll be a huge help. That'll cover what that $400 a month could do. That's some people's car note. If you got a cheap car. Or half on your car note. So it's ways, but all that you think you're gonna work 8 hours a day and be able to survive in this economy and you're not making a high income, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. But we got the internet and we got people out here teaching people how to do a multitude of things that's helping them financially. You have to pick one. Pick somebody, pick one, go get a mentor, and get some guidance on how you can make more money. Also, while you're making more money or attempting to make more money, you have to decrease your lifestyle. You have to find ways to stretch your dollars economically. One of the ways I tell people to stretch your money is we act like we don't know about the barter system. And I know some people are like, what, the barter system in 2025? Yes, the barter system. Yes. And I'm talking about, I see people do it in business. I see people trade services. You cut hair, he wash cars. Instead of paying for that haircut and paying for that car wash, I'm gonna wash your car, you cut my hair. Yes. That's the first thing. I was gonna have to spend that money anyway. And there's all type of other ways people barter. Exchange products and services, goods and services, without no cash transaction, but it's saving you money, because saving money is a form of making money. A lot of people don't know that. But let me read a couple more of these comments. Now, when your check is 2K, and rent is $19.50 and you don't get paid for 2 more weeks, is the problem. Yeah, that is the problem. The problem is we are not in a position where we can just wait on a every 2 week check no more. We need to be trying to get paid every day, or at least once a week. And I mean that side hustle paying once a week, and then your bi-weekly check paying every 2 weeks. So if your side hustle paying that $100 a week, like I just said, that's $100 every week. So when that check comes, if you save it from the first week, then the second week comes, that's $200 added to your check. That's not a lot, but it's a start. That's what I mean. It's a start to build on top of, to be able to start attacking some of these, what I call financial ops. You need more fight back power. My car note, insurance, and rent is too high. Those are all things you can fix. You can get rid of your car note. You can get rid of that. Sell the car. Go get it paid for one. Save up enough money to pay for a vehicle and sell the car note. Sell the car with the car note. Sell it. Sometimes even if you have to take a loss, sometimes you got to take 2 steps back to take 10 steps forward. The insurance, you can shop around for that. And the insurance won't hurt as much when you don't have the car note. Rent too high. Downsize. Get roommates. Group economics is going to be crucial in this economy. Crucial. It's going to be crucial. For the people that's on the same page and everybody trying to share the same goals, share homes. Rent rooms. Everybody get a room. Depend on your situation, but you can control your rent. Move to a cheaper location. Whatever you have to do, but get rid of all of these payments and then increase your income. That's the name of the game. Payments coming here, income going here, and then you have a gap in between there. That's the gap. The wider this gap, the better off you are. So the higher your income and the lower your expenses, the more financially stable you're gonna be. What trips? I ain't been on a trip since like 2020. Well, if you saving while you sacrificing not going on them trips, you should be all right. You should be decent. And also another thing with these trips, right? People act like there is no such thing as road trips. They act like you can't take trips in a group. Like most people in most cities, I say 2 to 4 hours away from that city is another major city. I'm a truck driver. Most cities, it's a major city not that far from you that you can go visit just to get a break from your city. And it's called a road trip. And 4 people, 6 people, 8 people, if you get an SUV or whatever, y'all share the gas and get an Airbnb and go there for the weekend. It don't cost that much, man. It don't cost, even if you go by yourself or you and your spouse, it does not cost that much. If you got a reliable car, you don't even need a rental. You can take your car. You can take your vehicle, and go there for the weekend and come back. It's just all about how you do things. Yes, people paying $1,900 a month rent with the $800 car payment is what they are doing, and that's crazy. That Timothy, that's outrageous. A $800 car note. There's no car I like enough to pay $800 a month for. No, and take $800 out of my household income. I would never. No. I don't like credit cards either. But you get punished for not having any. With that said, be smart about it. Exactly. So you can have it, don't use it. Or you disciplined enough not to use it, because that's another thing. You have to be self-aware. So many people don't know themselves to know that you're not disciplined financially enough to even have a credit card. They don't get one. I know people that live well with no credit cards, with bad credit. They live well with bad credit. You don't need that stuff. But my personal opinion, you shouldn't even have it until you make a high income. Shout out to Dave Ramsey, man. He was right. Most people are not credit card savvy. He say just don't have them, period, because the borrower is slave to the lender, which is true. But if you know how to flip it back on them, you could definitely leverage credit and get rich. But most people do not have their financial training. So when people go out here without this financial training, they end up hurting themselves. I bought a house and still don't have any money. It's the economy. There is no wiggle room. Well, sounds like you have too much house. You have too much house. And we in an era where you can leverage your house to make money. You can rent out rooms. You can Airbnb it. If you own your home right now, depending on where you live, city and state, now all those different factors, of course. But here's an option. You can rent your house out room by room and go move in an apartment and let the rent from the room to room renting, let it pay for your mortgage, let it pay your rent in your apartment that you downsize to, and it will put money in your pocket every month. Just depend on the property and what you're using it for. But it's ways. And as far as the wiggle room, the best way to wiggle is to wiggle up, in my opinion. Make more money. If you don't know how, hit the link in the description. Hit the link. Go to the Cash Out University, man. Because we showing people how to get that money up. Easy side hustles. When I wasn't overspending, I just didn't make enough. And my rent was high as hell. Once I hit 6 figures, it changed. But I started overspending. I put myself on a budget and have saved so much money. Clap for her. She get it. She wasn't overspending, so she already had good financial habits. She just didn't make enough. Rent was high. Once she made more, it changed. She started overspending, but then she caught herself, put herself on a budget. She dialed it back. I did the same thing. You have to dial it back. Dialed it back. And when she saved so much money. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. This is the last one I'm going to read right here. All the people I know who are college educated, working career jobs, and are financially responsible are still having it hard. I know people who can't even enjoy because student debt. Payment plans for student debt is an amazing route. Okay, listen. For the people that was educated, went to college, working career jobs, and are financially responsible, let's break that down. First off, just because you don't live crazily above your means, you don't spend crazy, that does not mean you financially responsible. Because part of the financial responsibility is not just to save money. It's to grow money. It's to invest money, make more money. That's part of the responsibility. It's not just to make money from your source of income, put a certain amount for the side and spend the rest. People think that's financially responsible. No, it's not. You have a responsibility with your income from a financial perspective to make it make more money. That's financially responsible. You have to be making your money, make more money. Most people think financial responsible is I pay my bills on time and I save a couple dollars here and there. And I save a portion of my check for emergencies. That's not the only part of financial responsibility. That's the first part. The second part of financial responsibility is also making more money and budgeting the money and investing the money to make more money. Like, you're not just supposed to make money and put it to the side. It's not financially responsible. But I understand. Most people think being financially responsible is paying all my bills on time and not overly indulging as far as, splurging. That's not it. What about the part where you invest your money to make more money? But that's it for this video, man. I just want to react to that video. I thought it was interesting. Came across it on TikTok. The woman who spoke, I agree with everything she said. She's right. She's 100% correct. I have the same mindset. I'm not dealing with these credit cards. I'm not getting caught in that jam. I know it's a trick bag. I know it is. I believe credit cards and financing anything outside of a house, because most people just don't have that type of liquid cash to put down. To buy a house cash. But everything else, and a house is going to go up in value. A house is more of an investment. It's more of an asset, if you know how to use it as an asset. Because the house could be a liability too. But the benefits come from owning a home. It's worth it. And most people just don't have that type of liquid capital. And that's fine. But anything else, financing, furniture, man, I even have people financing groceries and DoorDash meals. They're financing them. It's ridiculous. I don't finance anything. I don't want anything. Anything I didn't earn, I don't want. Financing, for the most part, the only person who winning off financing you is the financer. Actually, I'm sorry. Everybody winning but you. Because the person who financed you the money is winning. Because they finance you the money. Whether you pay it back or not, they winning. Because they got insurances and different things to protect themselves if you don't pay it back. And guess who else winning? The person who you spending the money with. They winning because you getting financed over here to come spend it with them. So they winning. And then we have you, the loser. Because you have what you bought with their money and you're going to pay double for it or pay interest on it when you could have just bought it for a lesser price. So you telling me something that costs $1,000 with interest is going to come out to $3,000 or $5,000 over time. So you paying for something that costs $1,000, you paying $5,000 for it. You losing in that scenario. So I don't really do the financing. Now, financing an asset, that gets a little different. That gets a little different. But even assets, I don't like I'm not financing assets outside of a property. I'm not financing a business. I'm not doing none of that. Now, at some point in time, if you doing business, then your business should be generating enough money to where it makes sense to finance. But that goes back to what I was saying originally. That's when you have that high income to be able to service that debt. Most people, lifestyle's too high. Their income is too low. So financing and having interest payments on something that would have been cheaper if you could have just been patient and wait. Because most things we get on a day-to-day basis, we don't have to finance. We can't live without. We can't live without. Now, the car, I get it. We can't live without a car in today's times. We want to have a vehicle, but you don't need a Benz. You don't need a Hellcat. You can save your money up and buy a cash vehicle, but most people don't want to. But that's all for this video, man. I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Y'all be blessed.